Balken Sasieni, an English blend in my garden shed. Lovely shots just now of the Welsh countryside. And I'm smoking this Balken Sasieni in a Falcon pipe. Falcons are great little pipes, they're inexpensive. It's quite a unique design, quite familiar though. People have seen the Falcons the world over. They've been out now for a great many years. I believe they were invented sometime in the 1960s. I'd have to double check that. But the thing that makes this Falcon distinct, it's got an aluminium stem and a briar bowl. The bowl is removable, and it's got this contraption here, this reservoir here, which Falcon call the humidor, which captures all the moisture, because when you combust tobacco it creates moisture, and the result is that with the moisture being captured here in the humidor, it means that you get a very dry, cool smoke. Although I'm aware that cool smoke is a contradiction in terms. The Falcons are not expensive. I like them because they knock about. I do a lot of hiking, and when I'm up the mountains I like to take Falcon with me, because if I lose a pipe it's not the end of the world. And also you can take one stem with you. If you take 2 or 3 bowls, in effect you've almost got 2 or 3 pipes with you. They do smoke really well. I mean, I like a lot of different varieties of pipes. I'm very fond of Petersons. I like the Blake Briars. I like no ender pipes, but I'm not one of those who will spend too much on a pipe. In fact, I've got a vow to myself that I would never spend more than £100 on pipes, and I generally spend less than £50 on each pipe. I think the most expensive I've ever spent on pipe was for a couple of Peterson Dracula pipes, which I think I paid about £70–80 for. That to me is expensive. But these people who pay thousands of pounds for a pipe, I just can't fathom that. I mean, with a Falcon, I purchased this one from GQ Tobaccos recently, within the last few months. Now you can get the stem for about between £20 and £30. And the bowl comes in at around the same price. You can choose your stem and your bowl, of course. Now this is a straight stem with a slight curve in the mouthpiece, but you can get a full bent. And this is a rustic bowl. I believe this is an apple shape, but you can get various shapes. You can get smooth bowls as well as rustic. You can get chimney, you can get bulldogs, you can get, so effectively you're designing your own pipe, with of course the limitations of what Falcons supply. Balken Sasieni is a very nice Sasieni is a very nice tobacco. It's an English blend, which means it's made up of Latakias, Orientals and Virginias. And it's got that campfirey, charcoaly taste, which Latakia blends, English blends in fact, are known for. It reminds me very much of the kind of taste experience you get from a good peated whiskey, say something like a Lafroy, and I do like that. I mean, I smoke all different types of tobacco. I smoke aromatics. Primarily the tobaccos I smoke are English blends. I just like that full-bodied flavor taste. This Balken Sasieni comes from the Scandinavian Tobacco Company. Very Moorish. The blend is readily available. In fact, I think I purchased this from GQ Tobaccos, as well as getting a pipe from them. GQ Tobaccos, that's Gulf Quebec Tobaccos. Just do a Google search, well worth visiting. They're a top quality mail order tobacco company, and I wouldn't plug them here unless I purchased a lot for myself, and I know they can be trusted. Their delivery is pretty quick, everything comes well packaged, and they do have quality items. They've got all forms of pipes, from the cheaper end of the range, your Missouri Meerschaum corn cobs, to Falcons, right up to the very top, the likes of Dunhill and Savinelli and Peterson and everything in between. That GQ tobacco is well worth checking out. Drinking an Hobgoblin Proper Job IPA, which is also about as old school as the tobacco I smoke. Falcons. I mean, you don't have to pay a fortune to get a good smoking experience, and Falcons certainly do provide that, and they're so easily to clean, because of course you can pop your bowl off, run a pipe cleaner through the stem there, right out into the humidor, wipe it out. Falcon want you to buy what's called dry rings for this, and they're little tiny, almost like pipe cleaners that you pop into the bowl and it soaks up the moisture, but you don't need to. I mean, for instance, I don't know if you can see that there, but I've got one in there, which isn't a Falcon dry ring. It's basically a pipe cleaner that I've cut to size and popped it in there, and it takes up all the moisture, and it provides a really good dry smoke. I very rarely get gurgling with a Falcon, no matter how quickly I smoke my tobacco. I don't think you're really supposed to take the bowl off when you're smoking while it's hot, but I've done it multiple times. And not only on this Falcon, I've had a number of Falcons over the years, but I've done it multiple times and never damaged the threads. Quite delicious. I do like a good English blend. If there's anything more relaxing than a bowl of quality tobacco, then I've yet to find it. Okay, quick interruption to this pipe smoking video. You know, you can review anything at all on YouTube, and people frequently do. A channel I like is Stuff and Things, which often review pipes, but they also review such eclectic things as notepads, reviewing notepads. So I thought I'd interrupt this pub video to review fish and chips from Dave's in Treorchy, where I've just popped in to get my lunch. Good chips. Not bad. Though there's a £5 limit on card payments. I mean, you've got to spend more than £5 to use card. I never carry cash. I knew fish and chips a lot more than the £5, but there we are. So yeah, Dave's fish and chips. Not bad. Check the fish out here. Now back to the pipe smoking. Design of the Falcons. Lightweight. Comfortable in the hand. And of course you can get all different types of bowls, as I've said. You can get Meerschaum bowls if you're that way inclined. Formula Balken smoking mixture, created in London at the beginning of the century by the master of tobacco blenders, who first combined the aromatic pleasures of the choicest of Macedonian and Latakia elite with the richness of Old Virginia to give the pipe smoke an unrivaled smoking pleasure. Balken Sasieni, decent blend. It rained overnight. It hasn't rained for a while, but it rained overnight. It was terrible this morning. I was up at 5 o'clock this morning. I'm always up early to go to work, and the weather was, but this afternoon it's gorgeous. Basically is a strong, what's known as a spice tobacco, and it forms the backbone of most English tobacco blends. I just love this stuff. Pint and a pipe.